Hey all, Board Game Rants here, where you'll find everything solo tabletop gaming and more. It's arrived on Mars. Did a lot of research on this bad boy before picking it up. Let's have a look inside at those goodies and talk about it. Okay, I got the wrap off. So this, I believe, is the deluxe Kickstarter edition, I think. That's what it says in the box. The Game Steward. So I don't normally do this, but these guys were fantastic to work with. I'd actually ordered this game early December and was waiting for about a month. Canceled my order because I thought I was going to be able to get it for cheaper. And they just, there was no questions asked. Refunded my money. And then I couldn't get it cheaper. It fell through. So I sheepishly came back to them and they were like, no problem. And then I was like, hey, could I split up the cost? Because I got a gift card here and then I want to pay the rest on this card. They were like, no problem. I did that. They sent the game, shipped it the next day. They were awesome in their communication. I would email and I'd have a response like within a half hour every time. Crazy. Fantastic working with the Game Steward. So thank you for that. And so, yeah. So what do we got here? Some extra goodies. Looks like some contract cards. I forget what these are called. This looks like an upgrade for advanced buildings. And then this, I think, is where the upgrades go. I guess this comes with the deluxe edition and not with the base. So, so that's the extra stuff there. Take a look at it. Yes. So on Mars, it's supposed to be a heavy game. And, well, I'm going to bust it out before I talk a little bit more about it. But as you can imagine, it's about, colonizing Mars, like most Mars games are. There's a lot of them anymore. I've looked at a lot of videos. I checked out Gaming Rules, Paul Grogan. Did a fantastic job. This is my first Vital Lacerda game. I didn't buy one all last year. They're expensive. They're not extremely well known for being awesome solo variants. And I'm a little nervous about this one, too, from what I've seen. But I don't know. I looked it over. I looked through the rules. It looked good enough to try. Might have to tweak it. I did, and well, we're gonna find out, aren't we? So let me get this off. I felt like I just might be able to do it here without having to stop. Yes, I did it. So I think this currently weight on BGG is like 4.55 something or other, which is interesting because that is what my game I've been recently getting into again, Mage Knight, with all of its expansions and goodies and stuff, comes in at about a 4.5 something. The Ultimate Edition. I don't have the Ultimate Edition, but I have everything in the. This is about on Mars. Anyway, this is supposed to be as heavy as that. I somehow doubt it, so I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna find out here as I look into a little advertisement. Yep. Yeah, I saw this retail escape plan. Deluxe Edition Lisboa. Didn't pick up either one because, again, I don't know, $130, $120. They're just so expensive. But there's a lot of, there's a lot of good components here. And that's, I'm certainly getting that vibe here. So we've got the rule book, which I have read through online. Wait, this is not the rule book. This is the reference book. So this is going to go over the iconography. Because there is a lot of iconography on here, and so that this isn't overly long, but it's a little daunting. All of the symbols and stuff to try and get used to and memorize to some extent. But I'm sure it's already sinking in. A lot of this stuff looks vaguely familiar. So anyway, good reference, good looking reference there. Rule book, here we go. Rule book, good size, and seemed pretty well laid out. I reading through it, it really moved along a nice clip. Now, I'd seen some playthroughs before I read through it, so it all makes a little bit more sense when you do that. And but as we go through this, we get near the end, and we'll get to where it talks, but we're right only about halfway right now. We're on page 13. So nice, thick, quality feeling material here. And plenty of things to go over. And then here we go to the solo game. So the solo game, We're going to be playing against Lacerda himself, which is run by kind of an automa deck of cards. It doesn't seem very difficult to implement. It's really on just these 2 pages of information, but I'm a little nervous about that. I don't know how well it was put together as compared to the game itself, which seems like friggin' dynamite as far as how all the mechanics flow together. I don't know if the solo is going to be up to par with that, but going to find out. And okay, so there's that, and look at this here. All right, we got the board here. We got the board. I think it's a big board. How do we open this said board here? Crap. All right. Well, I think we're on the right track. Yes and yes. There we go. Yeah. Holy crap, I even opened it up. Non-upside down. So, wow, I gotta stand up to get this whole thing. So yeah, we've got Mars down here, and we've got Orbit over here. Kind of an interesting mechanic. You're going to be bouncing back and forth between Orbit and on Mars. And in Orbit, you've got a set of actions that you can do. And then you have to catch the shuttle if you want to, essentially get back and forth for free. You got to time it so that you end up on Mars, so you can do those set of actions. And you're working on trying to build this life support system, which I'm going to find all the components for here, trying to level up the colony. And everybody kind of works together in a sense. It's a competitive game, but you can all use each other's tech and get rewarded for allowing people to use each other's tech. But I find that to be kind of a cool mechanic there, where you're going to have to time, okay, some of the stuff that you do on Mars, you're going to get from Orbit, and vice versa and stuff. And so you're going to have to be in the right spot at the right time to take advantage of certain things. And I find that to be a very cool thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at some. Wow, this is some thick punch board. They're not messing around here. Yep. So here's some resource tokens. Buildings that you're going to be putting out here in the grid there. And this looks like where you'll store. Oh, I see. Yeah, you're going to be popping this thing out. Be storing your resources in their little slots there. That's kind of cool. Or is that storing the buildings in their certain slot there? So that's a pretty slick little thing. Continuing on. Yeah, we got the board here of, what is this board for? This is for scientists, I believe, are going to go on here. 6 different scientists, and each scientist can kind of go on a certain building and score points for a certain building and activate another building, and then the next one does a set of 2 other buildings, sort of scores points for one and activates another, and scores points for one and activates another. And there's this cool little cycle of resource, like you have to have this resource to be able to build this building, but then that building makes this resource, which then you use that resource to build this building. And I'm using the wrong board here. Let me see if I can find it. But that's kind of cool how it all works together. And we got some player aids here. These are nice. These are very thick, high quality player aids here. Very lovely. Most excellent. 4 of them. Good. A couple little plastic bags there. I do not want to lose that. A little plastic bag. More. Yeah, this is no joke. This thickness here is it's like twice what some of the other punch boards out there are. You do not skimp on the productivity. I got to give that to them. I mean, these are expensive games, but I mean, you don't feel like they cut any corners. Another bunch of beautiful stoof and things. Looks like we're starting to get into the actual resource tokens themselves. Is that what these are? Minerals, and then we've got little, these called technology tiles. I'm not sure these are going to end up out on the board. You can send your rover out to gather. And then, ooh, got some nice little foam insert there to separate these boards. Wow, these things, holy moly. I think we've got the player boards here. Yeah, oh, these are nice. These are the inset, you know, the dual layered thing to kind of keep things and stuff. You can see the nice little indent there. Very cool inset quality stuff. All the different player boards, signature on the back or something. And 4 different player colors there. Moving on. What do we got here? A little foam. Okay, what is this? It's very red. Gonna pop this right off. Holy shnikes. Oh, that's nice. That's some good quality stuff here. Some trays to be able to put all your stuff and your goodies and things in here. All your bits, all your pieces. Oh, man. Yeah. Let me get this spread out a little so we can have an all-encompassing view. Woo-wee. We're shedding some light on the subject, opening up stuff, got things in their trays. I don't know if this is right, but I think so. Because you need, you know, you got to have your colonists build these mines. The mines produce minerals. The minerals are used to produce these battery doohickeys, and then the batteries are used to power up the water doohickeys, which produce water, which then make your plants grow, which then the plants make your oxygen, and you need your oxygens to bring on more people. The great cycle of life. And then up here, oh yeah, look at those. And this is pretty intuitive as far as like where things go. I don't know if I got them in the right spots, honestly. I'm pretty sure I probably screwed something up over here, but you know, this seems like the different colored stuff. We got great looking trays. There's our little people down there. We got some cards here I've yet to unwrap. Some other goodies here, but I think I have things sort of in their spots. And then we got this little tray thing that would go over that, and that fits right in there. We got some nice little slots there for our resource tokens. And then and over here I did unwrap this. This was the upgrade pack. So this came separate. I don't know, this, I'm sure it doesn't probably come retail, but it did come with stuff here that I still haven't unwrapped. So I'm going to bust into a little bit more of this, and then I'm going to try and get this whole board set up so we can have a real good look. Woo-wee! That is a lot to drink in, folks. This is a table hog of the highest order is on Mars. Holy shnikes. Here's the main board. We're going to be developing our colony here by constructing buildings while we're on Mars. Yeah, we're going to be able to construct buildings. We're going to be able to upgrade our buildings. We're going to be able to get scientists. We got our scientists over here, each of which, and there's limited, just 6 of them, each specializes in their own little ways, and then and eventually you can get contracts to fulfill. You're going to be able to take this action to move your rovers and your robots around. Your rover's going to go around here, and crystals are going to develop, and you're going to be able to snatch crystals to help you take actions. You're going to go out here and grab these tiles, which are going to help you develop as well. And then your bots are going to be moving around, and the bots are going to kind of dictate where you can build and upgrade at. And then here, this is going to keep track of our colony levels. Colony starts at 1 until we build this up. We can then bring on more people. Each time this goes up in level, we're going to get, there's a lot of points to be had with this whole thing here. And then here, we're going to keep track of who has built complexes. Basically, you know, more than one of a type of building together out here. Everything's spaced out right now. Everything's like, you know, this little air purifiers over here, and little battery producers over here, the plant producers over here, the water producers over here. But as you build complexes, which are clusters of them, it's a good thing, and something that the colony rewards you for. And then what do we got over here? We got the orbit. So again, this where you're going to be able to take actions is going to depend on if you're in orbit or if you're in Mars. And over here in orbit, this is where you're going to be grabbing all your resources and stuff. You're going to be able to get your technologies. You're going to be able to upgrade your technologies. This is a way that you're going to be able to bounce back and forth eventually from Mars to orbit, because as the colony develops, actually, then the little shuttle thing that goes back and forth is going to slow down, because it's going back and forth rapidly in the beginning because there's a lot of development to be had. But as the colony grows, the shuttle's going to go back and forth slower, and you might find yourself trapped in orbit when you really want to be on Mars, etc. Over here we got the blueprints. The blueprints are going to help us upgrade into advanced buildings out here. The scientists can really take advantage of that. Over here now we got each individual player board. So here's Lacerda, here's the bot, here's the, when you're playing solo. I think I've got just all the stuff set up here. And we're going to be flipping cards over here on Lacerda's turn to determine what it's going to do. Here's my board, which is very cool. You start off, here's this little area. You're going to keep track of your technologies. And as they move to the right, they're going to be able to do more things for you. Kind of goes over what it costs as you go over, and then how many points you're going to get as you increase your technologies. Here's your little shelters that you're going to want to put out there, because you can only carry so many resources based on how many shelters you have out there. And then as the colony levels up, you're going to be able to bring in ships, welcome more people. You're going to bring in more colonists, and with those colonists, you're going to be able to go out there and build mines, and you're going to be able to activate actions more efficiently. And as you get blueprints, you're going to take these little buildings. As you use those blueprints and you upgrade your buildings, you're going to put these on there so that you know what your upgraded buildings are. Got my rover, got my bots, got my colonists, got my little goals here, my secret goals. I should cover those up because I think I saw Lacerda peeking over there. So no cheating, bot or not. Out here, we've got other things too that are random. We got these little goals. There's 1, 2, 3 things out there that we're going to be accomplishing, and as those get accomplished, this little tracker here is going to tick down and eventually get to that check mark, and then that's going to have us tick this down to 1 to eventually end the game. And then there's going to be a little bunch of scoring things that we do to find out who won. So there it is. That is On Mars in a nutshell. And ooh, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't salivating a little bit right now. I will be talking about this game at length, most likely, in my monthly show, the MVP show. I guess is probably going to be early March 2020. It's going to probably be that show where I talk about this most. It's almost the end of January. And I'll be talking about what I think about how it works solo and whatnot. I'm usually quite vocal about that. The MVP show is all the games that I played for the month, and then the MVP, the most voraciously played game. We'll see if it's on Mars. But until next time, I appreciate you watching. I am Board Game Rant, and I'm out.